Hello everyone, I'm Adrija. Welcome back. Yes, I was reading a newspaper and I'm sure that you all read newspapers daily. Well, in the morning while sipping your tea, I know most of you read newspapers. But do you know that you can use these newspapers for improving your spoken English? Yes, so that's the topic for today. Is newspaper reading really important for improving your English speaking skills? And I think this is a very important topic, and that is why I wanted to discuss it with you all. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my own experience. My parents always buy 2 newspapers daily. One is in our mother tongue Bengali and the other one is in English. And each and every day, for at least 30 minutes, I read this English newspaper. I've been doing it for quite a few years. And I'm sure that this reading newspapers has helped in improving my English speaking skills a lot. But remember that only reading newspapers won't work. This is just a tip among many other tips. In many of my videos, I always tell you, right, about the 3 main steps of improving your English speaking skills, that is listening, speaking and reading. So reading newspapers fall on the 3rd step. Okay, and if you haven't watched my video on how did I improve my English, then please make sure to watch that video, because that video is, about the basic steps of how you should start to learn English. So remember to watch that video as well. The link is given in the description box below. Now, coming to the topic for today. Reading newspapers. How does it help in improving your English speaking skills? The first thing is, it helps you in improving your vocabulary. English vocabulary means stock of words. What happens is that whenever you are probably having a conversation with someone, or you just want to talk in English with someone, you are saying, but then suddenly you stop because you are not able to remember a particular word. You know what you want to say, but you are not able to find that particular word in your brain. Right, you can speak it out in your mother tongue, but you cannot speak it out in English. So that is when you realize that you are lacking in English vocabulary. And newspaper reading is the best solution for improving your vocabulary skills. Okay, so that you do not get stuck while speaking in English, so that you can express your feelings confidently. And it also helps you in forming sentences. Because in newspapers, the sentences are very beautifully structured, and when you read the sentences, you also get an idea of how to form sentences. At that time, when you speak, you can form sentences much more easily. So this is how reading newspapers help you in improving your English skills. And yes, I know that many of you feel that the sentences in newspapers are a bit tough, and yes, because they often use passive voice and many other tough things. So that's completely okay, and many of you also might find it boring to read newspapers. So here is what I want to suggest. There are many sections in a newspaper. Politics section, then you have sports section, entertainment section. Read the section that interests you the most. Suppose you're interested in sports, then read the sports section. Okay, never read anything that bores you. Okay, if there is something that you find boring, then you will not be able to enjoy it. So read the thing that interests you. And then first read all the headlines. There are many topics covered in a newspaper. So read the headlines of the topics. Then pick the topic that makes you curious. Right, there are certain topics that you feel like you want to know more. So when you read the headline, if you feel curious, then read the paragraph, read the columns. But remember, first when you read the columns, at first, just read the entire thing. When you find a tough word, suppose you find a tough word, do not stop there, okay? Just read the entire thing. You might not be able to understand a few words, but do not stop. Read the entire thing and get a complete gist of it. What is this paragraph exactly about? You get a complete gist of it, and then what you do? You search the meanings of those tough words in the dictionary. So now you get to know the meanings of those tough words. Now again, read the entire paragraph. You will realize that you are able to understand it much more than the first time. Okay, so this is how you should read an English newspaper for improving your English. Step by step. Now, many of you might not want to buy 2 newspapers daily, like one in your mother tongue and other in English. You may not want to buy, and it's completely okay. Just buy one per week. Just buy one on Sunday, suppose, and read that newspaper for the entire week. I'm not telling you to buy an English newspaper daily. I'm telling you to read the English newspaper daily, okay? You can buy one per week and you can read it for the whole week. No problem. And then if you want, gradually you can increase the number. Suppose 2 newspapers per week, 3 newspapers per week. It depends upon you. Just read the English newspaper daily. Set a time and read the English newspaper daily. Okay, so this is what you need to do to maintain consistency. There are 2 ways in which reading newspapers benefits you. Number 1 is that you are updated with all the current affairs in and around the world. Right, right now in this generation you need to know what is going on around the world. Otherwise you will fall backwards. So that is the most important thing. And the second one is it helps you in improving your English speaking skills. So read newspapers. It is actually a very nice habit. And another point, that is, I know that many of you like to read quietly. Without making a sound. The same with me. I also like to read something without making any sound. But remember, when you are reading something to improve your spoken English, the thing that I'd like to suggest is please read it out loud. Why would you read it out loud? Because when you're reading something out loud, you're actually speaking in that language. You're speaking in English. So you are practicing speaking as well. And also your pronunciation gets clear. Like suppose you do not know the pronunciation of a certain word, right? If you speak it out, then you get to know that you don't know the pronunciation. You will search it and then you get to know the correct pronunciation. So this is how things should go, right? If you read quietly, then you might just not think about the pronunciation. You would just read it out. So this is just a simple suggestion, but if you do this, then it would benefit you much more. So make sure when you read newspapers, read them out loud. When you're alone at home, you can read it out loud. So this is all that I wanted to share with you today about the importance of reading newspapers in order to improve your spoken English. And I'd like to thank you all for supporting me till today. When I look at your comments, when I read your comments, I feel very inspired. So thank you all for that. I hope you keep supporting me in the future. That's it for today. If you like this video, click on the like button. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then click on the subscribe button. And if you have any other suggestions regarding what the next video should be, then make sure to write it down in the comment box below. I'd eagerly be waiting for your comments. That's it for today. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.